I've already prepped my face. Now I'm going to go in with Louise eyeshadow primer. This is in the color Rumor 0.5. And I like to use a fluffier packing brush to put this on, and you only need a teeny tiny bit. So if you watched my last video of my eyeshadow tutorial, I am doing a Super Mario Brothers inspired series. So last time I did Mario. Now I decided I'm going to do Princess Peach. If you don't have an eyeshadow primer, you could always use a concealer. So for this look, I'm using ColourPop's Fade into Hue. Look at all these fun colors. So to start, I'm going to use a BK brush. This is the 202. It's a fluffy brush. And I'm going to go into this pink called Lovecraft. So I'm putting this color all over my brow bone and crease, windshield wiper motions and circular motions. I'm even going a little bit into my socket on the side here and a little bit in the corner. And then with what's left on the brush, I'm just going a little bit under my eye, not adding any more pigment. And then with a smaller fluffy brush, this is the BK211, I'm going to go into this darker pink color. It's called Prismatic, always knocking off the excess. And I'm just going to stamp that in the corner just to give it a little bit more dimension. Go up to about maybe 3/4 over to the outer part of my eye. And because I have hooded eyes, which means that when I look this way, you can see the color, but when I look forward, it disappears. So I have to go on my actual brow bone, going up a little bit higher, almost like I'm creating a brand new crease. And then again, I brought it under my eye a little bit with what was left over on my brush. Going back in with my first fluffy brush that I did the lighter color, I'm just kind of marrying the two together. And then I'm going to deepen it just a little bit more. This is the color Paradise. It's almost a red. Just putting this on the very outer corner of my eye. And then you can go back in with that fluffy brush and blend that even more. Now I'm going to do a cut crease. So I'm going back in with my shadow base. And because I have hooded eyes, I'm actually going to find out where my crease should be. And I'm going to put a little bit of the primer along my lashes, look up, and then you can see where it creates a marking. And that is where you're going to make your crease. Now, because I don't have like super dark color or a lot of pigment on the inside, I don't need to really clean it up. Now, if you had like a lot of eyeshadow there, you would want to use micellar water, or some people use Vaseline, and clean that up before you do this, or it'll become muddy. And you're just going to go ahead and carve out where you want that cut crease to be. And I'm only going to do a half a cut crease. So once I get to about that right here, I'm just going to take my finger and blend it in to the pink. If you want, I might actually go a little bit higher because, again, because of my hooded eyes, even though it looks like my crease is right there. When I look forward, it disappears. So I want to go even a little bit higher. Now I thought it would be fun to go in with yellow. So I think I'm going to start with this one. This is called Big Smile, and I'm using a smaller fluffy packing brush. This is a BK209. I just filled in all that white space. Where we cut the crease. And I'm going to go up to where the two meet. And I'm actually going to start to fade the two together. So when you start to do that, you can actually go back and forth between the two colors and kind of work them into each other. And you can also, I always have a towel in front of me. You can wipe off the extra. It's almost going to create like an orangey color. But these two colors, they blend into each other really nicely. And here's a little trick. I got some translucent powder. I didn't like the way the edge looked where the pink meets my skin. So I just used a little bit and diffused that edge. So that way now you don't see just a line of demarcation of the pink. It blends into my skin a little bit better. And then I'm gonna go in with a black gel liner. This is by ColourPop in the color Swerve. And I'm gonna put this in my upper waterline. And then a white on the bottom waterline, because she's like a doll, right? So you want to make your eyes look bigger. This is in the color Exit. And then I look crazy now, but wait, I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara, my lashes, and put on some lips. And I'll be right back. By the way, ColourPop gel liner is not transfer proof. The black went down on the white. This Tarte mascara is so good. I love the way this came out. So pretty. So I included the yellow and the pink, and she wears her blue jewelry.